have to wait in line at the grocery store or something like that, I can keep the kids busy with their little toys. Hello everybody, my name is Amina and I'm really happy today to be doing this video in cooperation with AuPairWorld. So I'm currently an au pair in Sydney, Australia, and I found my au pair family through AuPairWorld. Today we're gonna do the what's in my bag tag, but the au pair edition, so basically it's gonna be all around what I think you should bring when you're going out with the kids. So I decided to split this video in kind of two separate parts. So the first one will be what I bring on really short outings, for example just going to the shops, and the second one will be more for longer things like a day trip or something like that. Yes, so let's get right into it. For the trips where we're going to the shops, this is mostly the bag I use. This is like a normal kind of bag. I just want to say I wouldn't recommend bringing like your super new expensive designer bag. You just never know what's gonna happen, so just bring something your heart isn't too attached to. So the first thing I would always recommend bringing is super obvious, but I feel like it's still important to say, and this is your phone. So when you're going out, the parents might try to reach you, or they could always be an emergency where you want to be able to call 911. So always bringing your phone and bringing it charged is an absolute must for me. The second thing that I think is really important to always have on you is also very normal, but it's your wallet. You just always want to have a little bit of money, even if you don't really intend on spending some. Now we're getting a little bit more specific. So we never know when the children might hurt themselves, but they can get really excited while running around outside. So I think it's always super helpful to bring some band-aids with me. So I have this really cute band-aid box, but you don't really need this. You could also put the band-aids in the zip pocket of your wallet, for example, or if you have a separate pocket in your bag. Just always have some band-aids on the go has always been very helpful for me, and we know that band-aids don't really matter that much, but for children they work wonders. The next thing I always like to have is some tissues or some wipes, just like these ones. They're really practical in case anything spills or we just get a runny nose along the way. Another thing I like to bring is a spare hair tie. This one is for me, but if you have a girl with long hair that you're taking with you, then you might want to bring 2 or 3. It's just that hair can get in the way, especially for playing at the playground. You just always want to have something you can secure it with. Another thing that I developed across my time as an au pair is to always bring a little surprise toy. So right now I always have this little car in my bag. If we have to wait in line at the grocery store or something like that, I can keep the kids busy with their little toys for about a few minutes, but still it buys you some time. The last thing I have in my bag are my pair of sunglasses, which is not really an essential for kids, but they were in there, so I show them to you. And this was everything that I carry in this small bag when I go on short trips to run errands with the kids. Now we're gonna move on to the bigger bag. Obviously everything I bring in the small bag would also be in the bigger bag, but I'm not gonna show it to you again, so we'll just admit that you know it's already there. This is the backpack I use when we go on longer trips. I think it's a very average sized backpack, and now I will be showing you what I always bring when I'm going on a day trip with the kids. So the first thing I would always recommend bringing is a water bottle. So it's super important for you and the kids to stay hydrated also on the go, and you want to avoid buying plastic bottles while you're outside, because you might end up spending a lot of money on water, which isn't necessary, and also it's much better for the environment to just bring your own refill bottle. Obviously I don't use this one with the kids because it's made out of glass, so we just use some aluminium ones with, you know, the little drawings on them. Well, the kids' water bottles when we go out. But I just have this one right now here, so. The next thing I like to pack all the time is some snacks, because children can get a little fussy when they're hungry, and so I usually pack them in like a Tupperware box. This is empty right now, but we're not going anywhere, so just ignore that. Yes, so especially I like to pack some fruits. It's just very nice to have something on the go for the kids, and the best part is when they don't know you have them, then it will be such a surprise moment, and you can be a little bit like Mary Poppins pulling all the surprise toys and snacks out of your bag, and it will make the kids so much more happy if they're not aware that you had them. You can really save the day with that. And another great thing about not telling them that you're packing snacks is that you will avoid them asking all the way for snacks, because kids like to have snacks all the time, even if they're not hungry. I mean, who doesn't? But yes, I think it's great to pack snacks and to not tell them. It's a little pro tip. Something that's really important to consider is that kids are way more sensitive to temperature and to UV rays than we are. Our skin is also sensitive, but theirs is even more. So this is also something I consider when I pack for a trip. So I always bring sunscreen. So ideally they already have sunscreen on before they leave the house, but it's always nice to pack it just to be able to apply a second layer later. I don't use this one with the kids because it's a spray one. We use a normal tube one, so nothing can get in their eyes. In the same spirit, I also always bring a hat with the kids. Of course, I try to make them wear it as soon as we're out of the house, but sometimes they don't want to. Then I always make sure I pack it. Of course, if it would be winter right now, well, it is starting to get wintry here, but it was still quite warm the last days, so this would change and would obviously be more like mittens with a scarf and a beanie or something like that. You just have to adapt it throughout the seasons. Also, if it's cold outside, you probably want to pack a jumper, or if the weather says that it's going to be rainy, you might want to pack a raincoat. You just have to adjust to the seasons and the weather, but yes. The last thing that I think is really important is, especially for younger kids though, is to pack a pair of spare clothes. If your kid is still wearing nappies or in the potty training phase or just after that, being outside can be very exciting for the kids, and they might forget about the boring fact that they have to go to the bathroom from time to time. So having an extra pair of pants and underwear in case accidents happen has saved me quite a lot of time since being an au pair. So I would definitely recommend that to you. Another tip that I have to minimize the times that these accidents happen is to really make it a routine to ask the kids to go to the bathroom. So for example, if we would go to a place like the zoo, every time I see a little sign saying bathroom, I would ask the kids, in case we would be in a place where toilets are always available, for example in an indoor playground, it's also really helpful for me to set a timer on my phone that will ring every hour, for example, that reminds me to ask the kids if they need to go to the bathroom. This way you can minimize the times you need the spare clothes, but I would still recommend bringing them just to be sure. Also, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you think I forgot any essentials that you would bring outside with the kids when you're leaving the house as an au pair, please leave them in the comments down there, or also any other suggestions. I also have my own YouTube channel and Instagram that would probably be linked down below in the description box. If you want to check it out, that would be great. And I wish you all a very great day.